The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
Octo Nation, it's Charlie. I'm going to be your host for today. Today we're talking about Flux Power. Have y'all heard about it? Let's dive on in. Flux Power Holdings Inc. is a stock worth a buy. Let's find out. Their advanced lithium-ion battery technology outlasts and outperforms and costs less. What do? They make batteries that go into these things. So forklifts, all sorts of equipment, right? Like little pallet jacks, these little luggage movers for airports, big forklifts, and for warehouse, Amazon or Walmart might need these. Most of them use lead-based batteries, the big decaying, acidy, leaky ones that are old school, they don't last that long, yada, yada, yada. Well, you can replace those directly with their battery systems. This is kind of cool to me because it's just a direct, easy slide in, slide out replacement. All they got to do is just utilize their charger. They even have custom built equipment down the line and software for it. This is kind of like the one we were talking about the other day, the plug guys, but this one is going to be a little bit more easier for companies to adapt versus going to the hydrogen stuff, because with that, it can get slightly complicated, maybe more expensive up front. This will be easier to just plug and play, and it's easy and just plug them in. I'm not sure exactly how the hydrogen systems work, but I know that you have to get, I think, a separate new charging system that's probably pretty expensive. But regardless, this is a good play that will adopt pretty well. So who are they? They design, develop, manufacture, and sell the lithium-ion battery packs that replace insufficient and environmentally undesirable lead-acid packs in industrial equipment. Unique modular design and proprietary software lends itself to tremendous flexibility. So they got the software play, which I love too when I heard that. So they're also selling them on the software. And the cool thing about software too is even like for restaurants, when the company gets used to a certain software, even if they end up hating the battery, if they are used to that software, they're more than likely going to just end up keeping the batteries just to keep the software if they like the software enough, or if everyone is already familiar with it, which is really neat. The investment and engineering talent have yielded unique lithium-ion solutions that offer compelling economic advantages as well as environmental benefits. These are a little bit better for the environment because the lead battery ones they're just not. These are just a little bit better now. Over 5 years of relationship building has positioned Flux Power for significant revenue growth and margin improvement. Relocated this past year to a 64,000 square foot facility with production capacity for $100 million in revenue annual. 100 million, ain't bad. Now, they did choose California to do this in, which I am very surprised for manufacturing. You can get good work and stuff, but it's kind of rare to see big men choosing to move and then choosing to move to California for work. So that was kind of odd to me that they chose that. They have got huge insider ownership of this. Michael Johnson, the director, he owns 10%. Wade Masad owns 10%. Christopher Lee Anthony is another director, 10%. James Javarge owns about 10%. And then Cleveland Capital Management LLC, I believe they're a big trust firm or whatnot. They own 10% also. So lots of insider ownership, and then a big firm that is in it too, which is fantastic. Other people that own some shares, but not as much as the 10%ers. Flux Power in the current environment, they're enabling the paradigm shift to an electrified world for material handling. Decades of experience, product available for all classes of forklifts. They're even working on airport ground support equipment. Like I was saying, those luggage movers, you ever see them in the airport? They hook up a big train of luggage and those little carts. They make batteries for those. And natural product line extensions, including solar energy storage for electric vehicles, charging and warehouse robotics. So warehouse robots that Amazon's got that will go and grab the package and pull it off the shelf and then end up bringing everything to a box, and then the dude packages it up and it's gone. They got the battery set up for all those. The energy stations they're talking about electric vehicles. We'll show that a little bit down below here. Energy stages of multi-billion-dollar market opportunity. The technology and economic advantage open a $2.5 billion North American market. So even if they get 25% of that, it is massive. Lithium-ion value proposition, lower total cost of ownership via better performance, longer life, greater energy efficiency, and no water maintenance versus legacy acid batteries. They are the market validation and Fortune 500 customers. They're UL listed, and OEM approvals provide validation of performance and safety. There's lots of warehouses that you can't even bring anything electric into the warehouse unless it's UL listed, and they've got OEM approvals for their batteries. So say like the brand of a forklift, the person that makes that has approved their batteries for use. So like it won't like void their warranty maybe or something like that. Fortune 500 early adopters purchasing Flux Power lift packages include Pepsi, Frito-Lay, Mondelez, Caterpillar, and Delta Airlines all use them. So that's rad. High growth and margins of expanding. They're ramping production and sales. They're growing 130% year over year. Revenue grew more than 80% to 16.8 million. Rapid growth anticipated to continue with impact of full product line rollout and high sector growth. Expert continued gross margins expansion, expanded facility to support more production. So they're showing versus other batteries, lithium ions are higher volume, multiple shift applications, 5 competitors of comparable revenue. Only one has UL listing and one other has private label OEM. So again, that UL listing, the OEM private labeling stuff. Oh, they're doing private labeling for OEM. Okay, so like let's say there's a brand of forklift, they're just going to these guys and saying, hey, will you just make us the battery and so slap our sticker on it so we can have our brand on it? So they're doing white label branding for their batteries, which is huge, which is awesome. So Flux Power was one of the first mover in the motive lift space and has over 7,000 packs in the field. Lead acid, it's low purchase price, single shift, low usage, requires regular water maintenance, requires monthly lead acid reporting by the government. Propane is higher maintenance costs, emissions preclude certain industries. You can't, what that means is like the propane, a lot of those forklifts will run on like propane, and there's certain places like cities, areas in cities, but again and even leases for commercial buildings for insurance and all that, if you have propane based forklifts and movers of stuff, your insurance will go up. So this will actually even save on that. Sustainability issues with the propane, and this is directly to fuel cells. So let's poke at them. High capacity investment. So yeah, like I said, that it costs a lot to use those fuel cells up front, a lot more. They're tailored for 5-minute charging. This special handling and maintenance requires for the hydrogen. So you got to be careful again, because hydrogen is not something you want leaking, okay, or blowing up. It requires lithium for use, which is kind of funny. Caters to companies like Amazon, Walmart, having 7x24 high volume with 200 or more forklifts on site. So, fuel cell and lithium are definitely the future. So they're replacing the lead acid and the propane. So either one are better than those, but lithium is going to be easier adaptation and doesn't cost as much and is easier to get people trained on, and you don't have to have hydrogen in there, which could cause problems. I can see like in airports, like they don't want anything explosive. I mean, lithium ion batteries can explode if you like make them wrong and you jack something up, but as long as you don't do that, hydrogen's a lot more dangerous floating around than lithium ion batteries. So they've got a large addressable market. They're showing all the different types of forklift stuff. 2.5 billion addressed annual market for electric trucks. 40% forklift sector is internal combustion. So 40% of forklifts are using propane right now. Propane super explosive. Okay, airport's not going to use that. I'm sure the new Walmart and Amazon facilities and grocery stores are going to stop get away from propane too, because not only is it dangerous, but you don't want to be breathing that either if you've got a leak. It's a pain in the butt to even fill them. It's a pain. Sales are building for fleets converted from propane to lithium ion to address environmental and maintenance issues. We believe lithium ion currently has only 2% of the market share, so they have a lot of sales to be doing. Flux Power lift packs drop in and play, so plug and play. They're easy to drop in easily with most forklifts for lead acid replacement business. So it's the cool thing. There's no conversion. It's just pop the old battery out, pop the new one in. So total cost of ownership, it's kind of like the electronic vehicle play. these will cost more than the lead batteries, but the lifespan of it is way longer. All right, so that's fantastic. So they've got a 5 to 10 year warranty on them, which is big. It's shorter on lead. They're more efficient. The maintenance is easier. They're environmental, lower cost of total ownership. 5-year cost savings, lithium ion versus lead. So just on a Easy Rider fleet of 10 units, in 5 years, they should save 46% or $77,780 on just 10 Easy Rider units. That is huge. When you go into a company and you start talking to their CFO, be like, hey, you want to save 46% on your Easy Rider maintenance for the year? They can be like, yeah. Like, okay, well, here we go. Let's add it up. I'll show you what I got to do. They're in it. 109 tons of CO2 will be saved. It's huge. No EPA monthly lead acid reporting, no acid spills in the warehouse. It's not totally common for acid spills, but again, it's something you do have to be worried about because of all the regulations and all that too. I can't even imagine, like in California, if you spill acid to clean it up correctly. Who knows? So it's showing some of their stuff. They've got everything from small ones for these little pallet jacks on all the way up to big old massive things. So they also made a custom BMS, which is like a battery maintenance thing. It's kind of like the internal thing from the brain, the batteries, and kind of in between it. It shows it kind of what to do, displaces it for it. So the data is sent to the telemetric units. The data is transmitted via the Wi-Fi connection that's in the BMS. Then the data is stored in the cloud base. So this is the software we're getting into here. So they've also got a cloud base that this little BMS thing sends it all out to. So then, like anyone in the office, they can just bring this up and see where their battery's at, how they're at. Maybe they're saying, okay, this side of the warehouse, their batteries are at 5%. Let's get them to switch it out. Let's have these guys over here bring them that. They can watch it all in these graphs on their computer. Built on the AWS backbone. AWS is Amazon, so this is actually a supplemental Amazon play. Amazon owns AWS. The backbone facilitates massive data expansion. Custom alert tailored for end user, dealer, or Flux Power support personnel. Able to push hot updates in real time, so they can update everything like that. Foundation in place for lease and KWAS, power as service sales models. Powerful reporting suite by battery fleet customer. So I'm sure that they've already got a relationship with Amazon. So I'm sure Amazon will probably be converting some of their things to these. We will have to see. Airport ground support equipment. The recent industries in green initiatives as airports favor them. So airports going to be wanting to do that. Be the first one to say, we're green. We got green batteries now. Then they got emerging new products. I really like this one here. So solar energy storage. So this is neat. So what they got is like these mobile charging stations for your electric vehicles. So they set up the solar panel. It comes down to the lithium ion batteries. Then it's got the little charging guns. And so they can go set these up anywhere. They own that whole thing too, which is dope. And they're just getting ready to launch these too. So solar energy storage, initial sales partnering with OEM Envision Solar International, symbol. So this is a supplemental play. The symbol ticker EVSI, to supply our lithium ion packs for their solar EV charging stations. So that's dope. So we'll have to look that up too. Envision Solar International. Is anyone already in there? Let me know. EVSI, that'd be a cool play. There's a couple, there's a handful of those EV charging stations that are moving on up. Obviously, there's been some drama with some along the way. Okay, but so this might be one to look at. We'll take a look at that. Our solar energy storage product is a natural product extension utilizing our modular design adapted for form and power requirements. These are cool. Warehouse robotic solutions. Recently, initial sales for rapid growing warehouse robotics. Down you see here, I don't know what these guys are doing. Oh, grabbing boxes, it looks like, and moving big pallets of boxes. How cool is that? Also a natural product extension for our modular design. So they're showing like these, the solar setups for the EV stations. They're modular, so it looks like you could just move them around. So that's cool too. So it doesn't have to be permanent. That means it's easier to get them installed, so it doesn't cost like, say the gas station wanted to get a handful of these, they wouldn't have to like spend a ton of money, drilling and all that like they do with gas. They can just have them come in, probably forklift it down, maybe throw some concrete bolts down or whatever, and good to go. So that's rad. R&D manufacturing, proprietary designs, including battery BMS, the battery management system, and telemetry. 5 innovative features of our next generation BMS include a patent process, state-of-the-art data collection, analysis and custom reporting, adaptable to many product lines and industrial services, enables telemetry capability. Designed to meet UL listed certification. Flux Power is expected to have complete forklift product lineup with UL certification by December, so Q4 2020 this year. UL testing certification is expected to ensure all operational modes are addressed for additional safety and durability. They're also certified up to 1,000 for ISO 9001, for up to 1 million production capacity, huge. Here's some of the brands already working with, tons of big boys in there. I think, if and when these guys do start name dropping some PRs, like I said, if they throw up Amazon or whatever, it's gonna fly. Multiple sales channels. They got the OEMs, the equipment dealers, battery distributors, and end users, direct sales to large end users, Fortune 50 companies, global supply agreement. Huge. Strong revenue growth. They're looking to 3x from 2018, which is huge. Not only the revenue, but their gross margin. Everything's looking decent, all right? If not pretty darn good. Shares out. This blew my mind. There's only 11.4 million shares. Super low float. What does that mean? It can go parabolic. And what does that mean? It can easily multiply our money because this thing hasn't ran like a lot of these other ones already, which is fantastic. Lithium technology enables transformational industrial change. And we went through that. So thank you. So what do you think? Is anyone already in this one? How long have you been in it? It's pretty cool, right? So is it a good time to buy it? Let's find out. So again, this thing actually, this had some sort of rebrand, relaunch or something in the stock market. I haven't got that far looking into it, but if you look it up on a lot of brokers and even on TradingView and stuff, it shows that it just started trading a month ago. So that's cool too. So they obviously had something restructured. Let me know in the comments if you know. But basically this launched about $4.80. I believe $4.60, somewhere around there. And it's just kind of done this, just a regular wave up. And it's just surfing it right now, Came up, came back down. That's kind of where it's sitting, about 580. I think that once you get past this, you have your initial fake out bear curve. That's where it usually then pockets back up. You see it here, it does again, goes down gradually, and then it goes run up, did it run up. So we'll probably have another kind of little hump, and then we're probably gonna need another leg up. Because again, it's only trading at 580, and this thing could go totally bonk parabolic like we like it. So I like this one. Let's get into some more plays. Silver is on its rip, just like I told you. It ended those September contracts last night, so of course it's going up. It's gonna break the bull pendant. What do you think? Check out this massive bull pendant we got here. So I finally zoomed out, which always helps. For silver here, we had that massive channel. It broke out, of course. It broke again, and you zoom out, and we have got this massive formation right here. Last time I checked, it's, this is about an hour or something ago, but it's just getting closer to this pendant. What does this usually mean? It's gonna go north. Probably gonna break up here. Probably gonna try to, we still got the line, which I'm not sure what that line is there for, but regardless, we could probably hit 28.90, 750, let's just call it that. But I think we're gonna get the all-time highs here pretty soon. And this is probably going to be an aggressive break because we at least have to get above this, which is the 2850. So once we can fly past 2850, we might have some resistance, but once we do, it should break and then send us up, and it's going to be fantastic. Once we can get all-time highs again, it's going to be pretty sweet. And of course, all the miners, the second, that's why I like them. They're so easy to play. Once silver's going down, you buy them. Because everyone's scared and selling, so the price goes down, just like real estate, okay? And then what happens? It starts to go up, and the silver and the miner prices go up with it, okay? So they all rally. They've all been rallying, just like butter. So GreenPower Bus hit all-time high today. How sick is that? This thing hit up to $23 and right around like 40 cents. Tagged it twice, came back down, rejected it out a little bit, came down. You know, it's still kind of riding. It's basically doing the same thing a lot of things are doing right now, just hanging out. Let's take a look at GrowGeneration. So it's gone up, which is fantastic. Today I think it rallied like up to maybe 15-16% or something like that. Did y'all get in with me? Yes, no? Let me know. Look at that volume spike. You see that green? I did it. So here we got NIO. So NIO's kind of doing the same pendant thing. It's definitely on its down. So it came to the pendant and it actually just took. So silver could do this too. Silver could. You don't know in this market. But what happened is it hit the channel and is now just, they did some consolidating there, and it actually broke past the gap, which is not good. Because this is a gap here. That's why this red line was here, is a gap. So gaps usually get filled more than once. So this is probably going to keep kind of going down a little bit, which is great because that's going to set up more buying opportunity for us. How many of you guys sold up here? How many of you guys put in your stop loss to secure your profits? Did you? Let me know. Regardless, I think macro picture again with this for sure is going to be mooned. You know, the float on this is massive though. It's the thing that's definitely hurting. This amount of shares is crazy, well over 1 billion. You know, but regardless, I still think it's going to still be creeping up eventually. But we still got this downtrend. I was able to draw this new line here too that we're channeling into. It'll be interesting to see, you know, if it does keep continuing down, or does it just pop up past the 1868 and just break this green channel here? If we do, that'll put us probably around like $19.25. If it breaks $19.25, it's probably a bull going back up to at least 1985, where it was consolidating like crazy over here. And then from there, it will be all-time highs is the only thing holding it back. So it'll be interesting. Doesn't surprise me what happened though. Huge run up. So congratulations if anyone was already in that. XPEV, XPEV, how they doing here? Well, you know, it's got that downward pennant, kind of bull looking. It's definitely still bear though. You know, it's below the averages for sure. I still wouldn't, you know, buy into this. There's nothing exactly where it's at that's holding it there, other than the fact it's consolidating. You know, we got a gap, or no, that's the volume. Sorry, that's not a gap, but we still got this line down here, down at like 21, let's call it 2160, that it could go down to. So it could keep riding this little channel here and get tighter and tighter. And then where's it going to break? It's going to go north or south. What do you think? It's technically bull flag, so that means it should break the green and it should head north. But sometimes it's going to come up, do a little button hook, and come right back down. Take down. I don't know. Still interesting. Clean Spark, how they doing? You know, riding that channel, riding this bottom channel now. You know, still, you know, macro picture, this is gonna end up going up. This one's got a nice low float too. I can still see this one getting, you know, to the at least mid-teens here pretty quick. But regardless, this was a long kind of consolidated area here. Might take it a little bit to finally jump up. Did you see what Workhorse is doing? Workhorse kind of looks the same, but it's like this area here is so long. It just won't stop consolidating through it, you know. But that's good. At least it's setting us up. We kind of can see the macro picture. Did I miss any awesome plays today that I just wasn't paying attention to? Let me know in the comments. If there's any other plays or businesses you want me to take a look at, put it down in the comments too. Please like us on Twitter and share this video with your friends. Like the video and leave a comment if you liked it. And if not, well, we'll go to the next one. All right, y'all have a good rest of the day.